it learned how to cry like humans do.
What would you be doing in your spare time if you had any?
Oh, doing something else, making movies or making pictures.
But that also is work.
Oh, that's not spare time.
Yeah.
Going to movies.
Talking in, speaking in tongues, what does that refer to?
It's when people go into trances, they garble in a strange language.
Have you witnessed that?
Yep.
Where, now who did this that you?
I've seen it in movies. But I've seen it in face-to-face as well.
Like who face-to-face?
I don't know her name.
Actually, some kind of a trance, and she
was a woman in church. Mm-hmm. In a church.
Yeah.
And she was talking in a fairly excited tone of voice. And then all of a sudden these phrases came out that were...
Like what?
Mm-hmm.
And you have sort of adopted that on this album, haven't you?
Yeah, I think my words make about that much sense sometimes.
You probably know David Byrne as the former lead singer of the rock band Talking Heads. He's also an artist known for his funky paintings. Most recently, he created a sound installation called Playing the Building. But Byrne has also been an avid bicyclist for 30 years.
This one's going up on up by Bonwitz. Those ladies who shop there need a place to lock their bikes. How many places can you lock to a shoe? I would say probably 4.
So I went to a man who makes models, Yuji Yoshimoto, who makes models for TV advertisements. He makes a piece of chocolate like this out of plastic, and it looks 100% real. I went to visit him in his studio, and we took some photographs, and he made these dolls. The advantages are that the doll can do all my publicity and can appear in publicity pictures. It can have the good experiences and the bad experiences. And I am left with the freedom to live my own life.
Okay, my name's David Byrne. I'm a musician and sometimes an artist and other things. I'm here at the Roundhouse in Chalk Farm, Camden Town, where I have done a kind of audio, I guess you'd call it an audio installation called Playing the Building. That's pretty much what it is. It turns the building into a sort of a musical instrument. And the public is invited to come and play, to sit down and play it and listen to what happens in the building. You can't play scales and your favorite songs on the thing, but it does have pitch. It does go from low to high. So on the low end, there's these motors. There's one over there. A few years ago, I did a series of these tree-shaped diagrams. It became a way of kind of thinking, because I could start to make connections and things and imagine there's a connection between this, or that this evolved from something that initially appears to be exactly its opposite. But I also realized I could never write a song about this. It just would be it'd be useless. Well, part of that kind of drawing thing is the fact that it reminds you of something else. It reminds you of those kind of diagrams that you've seen in textbooks and science books or in genealogical charts. And so it refers to something else that only a drawing can do. Form follows function and less is more and blah, 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 all those kind of things. I think, so some of the art school ideas were filtering into music, and then they would filter back into more visual art stuff, and they go back and forth. The visual elements of a music show, I think, are tremendously important. The visual sometimes tells you how to listen, whether it's dancing or projections or lights or whatever. It brings a different kind of energy and a different kind of a layer of information. So for instance, if a dancer suddenly does something and there's some kind of musical equivalent at the same time, you hear that. You hear the music, the sound that presumably caused the dancer to do that. And without that, you might not have heard that sound. It might just have been part of the overall texture. But by a movement like that draws attention and makes you hear things in a different way, and vice versa. So they kind of, to me, they kind of really augment one another. There has to be an energy that comes off the person that's kind of projected to the audience, to the other musicians, all that. And the audience feels that.
And you may ask yourself, how do I work this? And you may ask yourself, where is that large automobile? And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. Letting the days go by, let the water hold me out. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground.
We only have a few minutes, so try to be brief.
Okay, I would do absolutely anything you say.
Right. Why did you call the movie Stop Making Sense?
Because it's good advice. Because music and performing does not make sense.
Amazing.
It is my job. How did you ever think of that big suit? Why a big suit? I like symmetry and geometric shapes. I wanted my head to appear smaller, and the easiest way to do that was to make my body bigger.
All it takes, I